Ladies and gentlemen, we have probably one of the best shard events that I have seen in a good few months on this weekend, or this midweek. It's actually not even weekend, it's Wednesday at the time of recording this. What is it? Well, it's a buy one, get one free on a legendary, where if you summon any legendary champion, you get a different extra one as a bonus, plus we have targeted summoning boosts, and we have targeted summoning boosts for one of the best champions in the entire game, which is Legate Teox, who is an absolutely insane champion. You look at this guy on the Hell Hades website, and every single one of his skills has a godlike rating to it. Absolute nuke of a champion. This guy seems to be fantastic at crowd control. I can't open him up apparently, and then this guy places HP burns and poisons and all those sorts of good things. So overall, a lot of people are opening this weekend trying to get those champions. I keep saying weekend. I'm used to the shard events being on the weekend, but it is midweek, damn it. On top of that, we also have this summon rush, which is interesting. So inside this summon rush, we can, of course, get some of these hammer points, which are the way you work your way towards the ascensions, or the blessings, rather, for Thor, of course, if you get him. But more importantly, at my case anyways, I need these champion fragments to actually finish the fusion, so the hammer points are just kind of a sweet little bonus on top. Now, for the astute observer in the room, for the detectives among you, you might say, oh, well, this isn't your account. You are right. We are bringing you a larger than normal shard opening, so my clanmate Nick here has been absolutely fantastic and allowed me access to his account to pull all of his shards on this particular account. So that's going to be 43 Ancients, 11 Voids, 6 Primals, and 4 Sacreds. So let's go ahead and start pulling. We're going to start pulling, of course, the Ancients here just to keep it interesting. There is the targeted boosts on the Ancients as well, so it'd be pretty cool. They are opening very quick. My god, I don't think it's gone this quick before. It'd be pretty cool if we get that legendary champion, or if we get a couple of copies of maybe a Teox. That would be pretty nice. So we're going to open on this account. He also has a secondary free-to-play account where we're going to be going and pulling all of those shards as well. Horrible rates here so far. And then to finish it all off, we're also going to be pulling 11 Sacreds on my account. So this is going to be quite a large shard opening for you guys. Hopefully we have some dopamine rushes in here. Venomage. If you don't already have Venomage +4, that's going to be useful. She is a fantastic champion. I don't know how close to Mercy he is on any of these shards either, so we might pull through and, you know, not get a legendary at the end of the day. So that's going to be the 40 Ancients. We're going to go ahead and do 10 Voids to spice it up a little bit. We do have 15 champion slots left as well. That lag kind of messed me up. I thought maybe a legendary was going to pop out. See, the Ancients were just going boom, 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 but now the Void Shards are kind of slowed down a little bit. I don't know what's going on there. 2 epics, though. 2 pretty epics as far as today's meta goes, at least. Let's go ahead and finish off that other Ancient Shard here. Rather, the other Void Shard. We do get a rare, unfortunately. Let's go ahead. Let's pull these 3 Ancients as well. We get a rare. I wonder if we're going to get an epic at the very least out of these 2. Or, you know what? A legendary would be pretty nice as well. Fingers crossed. Here we go. I am curious about how the game works, and I don't actually know the answer to this question, so I'm curious if anyone will be able to tell me in the comments. But I wonder if when you buy a shard, or when you pull a shard from, say, like a dragon... not a dragon, sorry, from a clan boss run. I wonder if that shard has, like, a champion assigned to it that's going to pull, or if it's right when I hit this summon button that it's completely random. I have trouble believing that it is a completely random process with how frequently you get duplicate champions, right? Like, you can be pulling a bunch of Ancient Shards and you'll get, like, 3 of the same rare in the same 10 pull, which is absolutely insane, and the chances of that happening are very low if it is genuinely a randomized system. These are absolutely terrible rates so far, by the way. That being said, there's no 2x, there's no, you know, boosted summons in that regard on, so it does make sense that we aren't having the most luck in terms of, you know, epics or those sorts of things, but this is going to be some sad news, unfortunately. It's looking like, for my clan member here so far at least. Let's hope we can get something big on those Sacreds. That would be quite nice. Let's go ahead, open up those 4 Sacred Shards. Here we go. Pulling all those shards. We get an epic to start off. Lady Sanguinia, or just Sanguinia, I suppose. In the last viewer shard opening I did, she was actually the first champion that we pulled as well, which is interesting. So, an omen of things to come, I'm sure. This is going to be the legendary right here. Nope. This is the last shard. We got Juliana. This is the last shard. This is the last Sacred right here. My entire reputation and place in this clan revolves, or in the raid clan, revolves around this particular shard. Let's get that legendary. Let's get 2 copies of Legate Teox right here. We get an epic. That is insane, and none of these epics are really that good anyways. My god. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop the recording temporarily while I switch over to the other account. I'll be right back with you. And we're back. We're on to the second account, the free-to-play account. What do we got to pull here? We got 16 Ancients, we got 13 Voids, 5 Primals, and 1 Sacred. So let's go ahead, let's start pulling and see what we can get. Fingers crossed for some better luck on these pulls. My god. Again, the Ancients are just going boom, boom, boom. They're going so fast. This is crazy. And we get rare tax there on the first one. Let's go ahead and pull those 13 Void Shards as well. Hoping for that legendary in here, of course. There's no 10Xs on, though, so it'll be completely random. Slixus is a champion that you guys have actually been asking for a guide on. I seen there were some comments on the shard opening where I pulled him. Everybody was like, hey, he's not actually a bad champion. Let's get a review on him. So I might do that at some point. I do have a 5-star awakening for him as well. So having that soul on him would definitely help out in terms of, you know, obviously his damage output with the extra attack and crit damage and accuracy and, you know, all those sorts of good things. Overall, probably the best thing about blessings in the game, I would say, is just how much easier they make it to build a champion, right? Like, if you think about a 5-star blessing, on a legendary champion, at least you're getting 75 accuracy and 75 resistance, which is essentially the equivalent of just having a good banner on them, plus you're getting that other stat as well, right? Because you get 96 for a 6-star banner on accuracy or resistance, so you're essentially getting that. My god, this is terrible. I'm assuming these accounts weren't very close to Mercy at this point. Let's go ahead, let's pop this. We get an epic. Had me going there for a second with how it paused. I think Endalia might be a fusion champion for Lady Mikage. I can't be bothered to look, though. Hopefully, at the very least, some of these champions are new for this account. That would be quite a shame if it wasn't. We're going to go ahead and keep pulling here. Another rare. This is going to be a legendary to finish it off, though. I can feel it in my bones. Legendary right here. No questions. It's an epic. You know what? An epic void. It's Luria. Or Lua, not Luria. Alright, we're into the primals. We got those targeted boosts on. Let's see what we can get. I don't think this account has any mythicals. I could be wrong about that, so here's hoping. Out of curiosity as well, here's another question for the lovely commenters. If you don't have Lady Mikage, you haven't completed a fusion, and you pull a Lady Mikage, how would you feel? Would you be happy that you got a mythical and it was Lady Mikage and you don't have to do the fusion? Or would you be sad because you can eventually do that fusion? Or would you be happy because now you have 2 Lady Mikages? I don't know. It's a great question. And I think... And we get nothing but rares here. That is insane. Alright, we're on to the last shard, which is a sacred shard. This has got to be disappointing. My god. Oh... At the very least, this should serve as a constant reminder to everyone to not purchase shards inside the game, because you can see how terrible those rates are. I'll be right back with you once again once I switch over to my account. So we are on my account. I do have some shards saved up. I spent my voids and my ancients and all those sorts of good things quite hard in the last summoning event, which I actually uploaded as well there. However, today we are going to be pulling some sacred shards. We are going to be pulling specifically 11 sacred shards so that I can get the rest of the fragments, of course, here for the champion, like I mentioned. And I do also want those 175 hammer points as well. So let's go ahead, let's hop in, let's start pulling the 11 shards. I've got to be not too terribly far off Mercy, so I would expect to see at least 1 legendary during this 11 sacred opening. But I could be wrong. We'll see. I'm honestly tempted to just say, hey, if we don't hit it at the 11, we just keep pulling until we get that extra legendary. That's 3 so far, I believe. I started with 27. I'm just going to make note of that, actually, because I tend to not remember these things. So let's go ahead and let's write that down. So we got to pull, basically, until we get to, like, 16 shards. So we can just keep going here for the time being. We get Ursine, Ice Crusher, yay! We got like 6 shards remaining, 5 shards remaining, whatever it is at this point. Nothing but epics. You gotta be kidding me. This is like absolutely insane. These rates are just abysmal. I think it might be me that is having the bad luck at this point, not even the accounts. This is insane. Wuji seems to be a pretty interesting champion. She does an AoE when counterattacking with a skill, which is pretty cool. So if you have her built out in like a counterattack team or something like that. 3 more. Let's see what we got. Another epic. I am very tempted to just say, hey, you know what? We're going to keep pulling until we get a legendary because the 1+1 is so tempting. We're going to go ahead and get that last pull in here, though. This will be the 11th shard. Let's see what we get. We don't get a legendary. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay. How many shards do we have? We have... I'm okay going down to, like, maybe 10, worst case scenario. We're going to pull until we get a legendary or until we get to 10 shards. That is it. That is all she wrote. Let's see what we get here. That'll be 17 shards if we get to 10 without the legendary. I'm fully convinced Plarium just said, hey, let's take those rates and let's bump them way down for this summoning event. My god, we got 2 more shards after this. Are you kidding me? This is absolutely crushing, man. This is wild. And keep in mind how many, like, probably hundreds of dollars. There we go! Are you fucking kidding me? What do we get? What's the other one? Oh my god, bro, that's it for me.